you going? Have a look at this. After 3 frosty nights and 1 night of heavy rain, folks. I think today's the 2nd of July. I've lost track of the dates in isolation. Now, these are my tomatoes I sowed. I think it was about the 16th or 17th of this month. Or last month, sorry. So that's about 2 weeks ago. These are big malaccas, and they've been outside. And why I'm saying this to you now is because I've left them outside to bear all weather conditions. They've had all this moisture on it is from the heavy rain last night. And 3 nights ago, oh, look at that. Here we are. Oh, nearly squashed it. They haven't all germinated. I don't expect them all to germinate. I put 10 seeds in here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 so far. And they're big malaccas, and it looks like they got washed out because I placed them out perfectly in here. And these 2 seeds are together next to each other, so it looks like we had a bit too much water coming in here. I had to drain it out too, by the way. This is about a day ago. But anyway, these have germinated, big malacca seeds, and what this is all about is a little mini hothouse. Have a look at it. Isn't that great? So it's a little storage container. This is Glad wrap, whatever cling wrap you want to use. And I haven't got a lid because I couldn't find the lid. And I've got it on there nice and tight. It creates condensation so the moisture doesn't evaporate and you don't have to re-water it. Now, the heavy rain did soak it a bit, so there is a bit of weight in that. If you've got tomato seeds, cucumber seeds, or maybe a little bit early in the cucumber, but tomato seeds especially, start sowing them because that's 2 weeks. They need another 4 to 6 weeks before they're big enough to transplant out into little pots. And by then we'll be right into spring, at the beginning of spring, getting them ready to get acclimatised out in the veggie garden. Jack's sooking there because he wants to play ball. And I'm sooking because I want to go and see my lemon tree. Come out, let's have a look at the lemon tree. Do you remember that one? It was actually dying on me. We forgot to water it and all the leaves started to crinkle up on it. Hey, Jack? Where's the ball? Let's go, come on. Folks, for those of you who haven't watched my series in the past, just a little recap on what we've done. We started on 31 20 years ago, and it almost closed down, and thank God they got their license extended for another year. But we did about 3 or 4 years on 7.2, and now we're in between series, and I'm here on my farm, 20 acres, enjoying the life. We'll probably get back on TV later on. At the moment, I'm enjoying this social sort of posting on our Facebook and YouTube channel and just enjoying a little bit of gardening, and you can see what we live in or where we live in the surroundings. This is just, you know, beautiful. I couldn't even imagine a better place to be in at the moment. Obviously, good health and good company is important. And a beautiful lemon tree. Have a look at that little, swing it around, have a look at that little lemon tree. Tiny little thing loaded with lemons. That is just out of control. They all got a bit of a liquid feed, but that's not the lemon trees I want to talk to you about, or citrus. It's these ones down here. We planted down here. I call this the woods because when they're in full flight with foliage, it's beautiful. So we've got a row of olive trees and they're starting to put on some growth actually. They're actually looking good. They're settled down even with the crazy weather we've had. But this is the tree that almost saw heaven. It was getting beaten to death here from the high winds, and we had some high winds again just the other day, 2nd of July I think it is, as I said to you, and it was really heavy rain last night and winds as well. So that was the damage from previously where all the leaves have fallen off, but you can see, look at that, it's alive, it's vibrant. I've cut it back, and if you've got a tree, and a lot of you have been posting and asking me about pruning the citrus trees or your citrus trees, cut them back. Don't be scared to cut them back, especially if they're out of shape. If they're not producing anything, they need to be cleaned up. Cut them back. We'll go through in a growing season, closer to the warmer weather, all the diseases and insects that attack them, like citrus gall wasp, your scale. You even get some aphids on these as well. But we'll go through all that later on. But for now, if you've got citrus in your garden and you're planting new ones and they need to be pruned, don't be scared. Give them a good prune. Give them plenty of mulch at the base. And if you've got hydrophobic or aquaphobic soil, mulch and compost. Add lots of that into it, and it won't hydrate straight away. It's the mulch that will do the trick at the end. So once you add your compost, you get the microbes activating back in the soil again, but you need to put the blanket on top, because if you don't, even that compost will become hydrophobic over time. I'll dig underneath this and show you just quickly how moist it should be. I haven't watered this since the last time, which is probably 2 weeks since we came back out here again, but I gave it a good soaking. Have a look at this. Have a look at that. That is rich and wet as. So, oh, look at that. We've even found the worm already. There you go. So, nothing better than fresh compost organic matter and a blanket of mulch on top. And if you don't know what to feed them, Eco Boost, Liquid Gold and Black Grit. Maresi.